This is Fox 66 News at 10.
New tonight, a new adventure is getting ready to open in Bay City. The Saginaw Basin Land Conservancy has created a handmade playground that's meant to kickstart a kid's imagination. Fox 66's Kyla Peoples shows us what this playground has to offer.
Right in the heart of Bay City's business area on Euclid Street lies a key to unlocking a kid's imagination, the Discovery Playground.
We had just seen a number of organizations around the state doing, similar projects, and, it really seemed to be an interesting thing to do at a site like this right in town.
With donations from organizations like the Dow Corning Donor Advisor Fund and the Bay Area Community Foundation, the Saginaw Basin Land Conservancy built the playground from the ground up by hand.
It's a little different from a normal playground because it is using more natural features, but it's able to basically give kids an experience of maybe being in the woods a little bit, like right here at home.
The Discovery Playground has a lot for kids to do, like hang out in the homemade explorer's cabin, discover foreign lands on the climbing logs, or make beautiful music on the handmade instruments. Keep walking.
They're supposed to sort of serve as kind of what we would call like play primers, where you're basically letting the kids use their imagination to come up with how they want to, basically interact and recreate on it.
It even has a special tree where families can honor the memory of their departed family pet. So far, it's a hit with the kids and the parents.
I think it's very outside of the box, and I think we need more of that outside of the box, especially the way technology is kind of invading every day.
In Bay City, Kyla Peoples, Fox 66 News.
Kyla's demonstration there made me want to go. The Discovery Playground will have its grand opening tomorrow afternoon at 3 in the evening.
Really cool.
Yeah.
It's a great day for reading at the Mid-Michigan's Children's Museum, and today kicked off their summer reading program. Summer reading is the most important time to read. Those who do not read during the summer lose some of their reading skills. The kids can select their own books to read and have fun reading because it is not an assignment.
There is nothing that a child's going to be able to do in the future if they do not have good reading skills. I mean, literacy is the foundation for all life success.
Every child was able to select a free book and receive a cool red book bag. And the museum is encouraging everyone to read throughout the summer.
There's a new business that has some jumping for joy in Saginaw County. Sky Zone, an indoor trampoline park, will soon be open in Kochville Township. Now, this building on Tittabawassee Road was last home to Kroger and has been vacant for quite some time. But now the 20,000 square foot space is getting a facelift. Take a look at that. Soon trampolines will be everywhere. Games like dodgeball and basketball, and even fitness classes.
More than anything, it's just an exciting new place to go and have fun, I think, if you live in the region, and it's right here in the middle of everything.
The new Sky Zone is located just off of Tittabawassee Road across the street from the Fashion Square Mall next to Hobby Lobby and Big Lots. Now, it's expected to be open by early August. Sounds good, Dave.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have to get everyone out there at the station.
I know. We could have a good time.
Have a big party. Well, the humidity was back in full force today.
We all felt it, and we may have a chance of rain overnight and into the morning. Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle joins us with a look at what it may be like in your neighborhood.
Absolutely. We do have a chance at some scattered rain, probably some significant rainfall, which I know a lot of people will really appreciate the rainfall on the yards and the gardens. I've heard from so many people. Really need the rain, yes. Give the sprinklers a break. But we'll have that for tomorrow, it looks like. First of all, I want to start out with what's going on right now. We'll take a screenshot here. This is Storm Ready Doppler radar. And as you can see, very easy to pick out where the strongest activity is located. Pretty much coming ashore around the Grand Rapids area. But now I'm going to animate it for you. And I want you to notice one thing here. Notice the core of the lightning is going to be dropping to the south as everything is moving to the east and to the southeast right now. And that's why Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, even Lansing stands a better chance of dealing with more widespread heavy rainfall and thunderstorms than we do in mid-Michigan. However, that being said, we will have a fair amount of rainfall, it looks like, according to the models I've been checking out. And through the evening hours, I've been double checking and going back and looking for just differences that are coming along with the forecast, any changes or nuances. And right now you can see how that core of lightning still is moving southeasterly. And we'll take a look at the severe weather outlook. Now, as you can see, again, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids does stand the better chance. They are a little higher on the scale than we are. But we should certainly anticipate some good thunderstorms and probably some pretty good rainfall out of this and some wind. Getting into hail, I think that's a little lower on the scale, and then tomorrow just general thunderstorms. But again, heavy rainfall certainly is a possibility. Take a look at your futurecast. As we get going through the overnight hours, here it comes. And as we get into the morning commute tomorrow, you're going to see a little counterclockwise rotation to all this. Just a bunch of scattered thunderstorms revolving counterclockwise. That's the low that's moving through the area. And then it drops to the south as we get closer to the lunch hour. And I think most of the afternoon just ends up being mostly cloudy, probably quite a few puddles out there, and then clearing out nicely as we get into the evening hours. The rainfall estimates, and again, not necessarily that you're going to have exactly these numbers at these specific locations, but I want to point out to you that it is going to be isolated in nature, and you're going to see some of these splotches on that rainfall map showing you that there will be some pretty good rainfall numbers, and other areas will make out just fine as well. We all need the rain, but some areas will do exceedingly well for tomorrow. Here's your day planner, and again, we start out with the rain and some thunderstorms, and then things just get quieter as we go through the afternoon hours, and we'll hit the 70s for tomorrow. A lot of us into the low to mid 70s. So it's going to feel nice outside, but then you're going to feel that humidity break a little bit as you get into Friday and Saturday. It's going to start to pick up again as we get into Sunday and Monday.
I'm looking forward to not watering my flowers tomorrow.
I think a lot of us are looking forward to the rain.
Yeah, some brown grass there. We need it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's time.
Yep.
Thanks, Jamie.
From the Terrorism Alert Desk in Washington, I'm Michelle Marsh. French and Belgium officials have been put on alert about possible extremists heading to their countries from Syria. Right now, threat levels in those countries have not changed. Meanwhile, in Orlando, authorities are interviewing the nightclub shooter's wife about what she knew leading up to the attack. The FBI says the Pulse shooting is a hate crime and terror attack. We're hearing more stories of survival as well and how those survivors pitched in to save lives.
We tried to get them medical attention. The officers told us that the only way that they would receive the medical attention is if we carried them to the area with all of the wounded. And so that's what we did at that point. I assisted in carrying the girl with the gunshot wound in her arm to an area across the street.
And that survivor says she is having a really difficult time doing everyday things like going to the grocery store, but with the help of friends is coping with what she saw that night at Pulse. From the Terrorism Alert Desk in Washington, I'm Michelle Marsh.
The Orlando shooting reigniting the gun control debate in Washington. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy launched a filibuster today on the Senate floor, vowing to keep holding the floor until Congress acts on gun control legislation. During his time in the House, he represented the district that includes Newtown, Connecticut. That's where a gunman killed 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary in 2012.
I know that there are other issues that senators would like to raise, but having come through the experience of Newtown, I've had enough. It's been 4 years, and nothing has been done.
Presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, who has positioned himself firmly as pro-gun rights, seemed to agree with Democrats. Trump tweeted he will meet with the NRA to ban gun sales for people on a terror watch list.
The Orlando nightclub attack putting a fresh spotlight on the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The FBI is often on the front lines when it comes to investigating suspected terrorists, but Orlando highlighted another case of someone on the FBI's radar who went on to commit terrorist acts.
Our national correspondent Christine Frizzell has reaction from Washington.
There are the FBI's most wanted terrorists, but what you can't see is another list, believed to have more than 800,000 names. 3 men who were on it went on to later commit acts of domestic terror, including Boston Marathon bomber Tamerlan Tsarnaev, Elton Simpson, accused in the attack at a Prophet Muhammad cartoon contest in Texas, and Orlando suspect Omar Mateen.
The questions we have is, why was the case closed? In the Boston bombing case, We believe that case was closed without a sufficient investigation.
At least one former FBI agent calls the FBI's misses a catastrophic failure.
All of the leadership of the FBI's counterterrorism division should be fired, including the director. That would be a good start.
Some lawmakers are instead calling for other changes, like improving intelligence sharing.
One of the things where I think we can fix this is making sure that local law enforcement has access to national intelligence information.
Senator Bill Nelson introduced a bill that would require the FBI to be notified if someone on their list buys a firearm.
If they wanted to contact him after the fact of the purchase to find out what's going on, they'd have that notification, that heads up.
But some on Capitol Hill have defended the FBI, saying finding a needle in a haystack isn't easy work.
The FBI is constrained, properly so, by civil liberties and civil rights that American citizens have.
As far as Orlando shooter Omar Mateen, the FBI's investigation of him lasted 10 months, and for now, it says it did everything right.
I don't see anything in reviewing our work that our agents should have done differently, but we'll look at it in an open and honest way.
I'm Christine Frizzell, Fox 66 News.
Some lawmakers say they still want to learn more about why the Orlando shooting suspect was taken off the FBI's list. Now that leads us to our Facebook question of the night. Do you believe leaders in Washington, D.C. are strong enough to protect the country from terrorists? Head to the Fox 66 Facebook page right now. Give us your feedback.
We also want to invite you to join us tomorrow night for a special town hall on the role of female voters, women's issues, and the possibility of our first female president. It will stream live on our website, that's WSMH.com, starting at 7 p.m.
High school soccer teams were just one step away from the title game going on tonight.
Tom Eschen shows us if there will be an all-Mid-Michigan State final coming up next in sports.
This is prime season for grilling up steaks, but slow down there. I'm Leslie Toldo. Tonight in Healthy You, why you might want to check out the label before you fire up and start cooking.